Hello Earthlings. Before we get started, don't forget to also check out the review I did of Panic's new album, Pray for the Wicked. But in this video we're going to be examining my favorite song, and maybe yours too, off of Death of a Bachelor, the closing track, Impossible Year. So the first time I listened to this song, I noticed that it modulated to a new key each verse, allowing Brendan to go from his low register to his upper mid-range without any sudden octave jumps. And when I figured out the chords to this song, I realized that it cycles through the exact same keys as one of Stevie Wonder's lesser-known songs, Evil. The one difference is that Impossible Year goes from F to B flat to E flat, around the circle of fifths, or fourths, and Evil starts in C before going to F, so it has one more modulation. And both songs also make extensive use of these things called line cliches, which aren't cliches in the trite sense, but in the sense that so many people use them because they can easily add so much emotional depth and nuance to a song. They happen when you move one note in a chord while keeping the others more or less stationary, like this. These are the opening chords of Evil. And they repeat. And then to set up the modulation, Stevie goes from C to E7 over B, which is the dominant of A minor, and then a perfect cadence to F, where the progression repeats again, which then leads to B flat and then to E flat. And to end the song, he replaces the perfect cadence which might have led us to A flat with just a big C major chord like this. Impossible Year is a bit sneakier in the way it modulates. The verse starts with this line cliche, which is only moving the top note for the entire first half, like this. And then B flat, F over A, D minor 7, G7, and then they move the line cliche to the bass like this. And then E flat, which leads to B flat. And that last move is a plagal cadence, which is a lot more subtle than a perfect cadence. It doesn't have the same magnetic pull, like if we tried to do that with a perfect cadence going into B flat, it would sound something like a bit too happy for this context. A plagal cadence hardly even sets up the expectation to modulate. It's just kind of floating around and then landing. Brendan could have easily stayed in the same key after that chord. In fact, that's what he does at the end, but first let's get to the bridge. The chords there are just a descending scale in the bass with chords on top. So we're in E flat, and the bass walks down from A flat like this. And the genius thing, if genius isn't too strong a word, about the fourth chord is that there's an E flat in the bass, but the chord on top isn't an E flat chord, which, if it were an E flat chord, the thing would sound too finished. It would be like that chord sounds too final, but because he keeps the F minor on top of the E flat, it keeps the progression going. And then the horns take over the melody. We'll skip to the last bit of that. And instead of modulate again, Brendan stays in the same key to reprise the opening lines of the first 3 verses. And then he just stays on that chord forever. He ends on an augmented chord, which has no real sense of key to it because all the intervals in it are the same, so there's no obvious root note for it, and it helps to prolong the feelings of uncertainty in the lyrics. And this song especially hits you in the heart considering it's the saddest song on a really happy album like Death of a Bachelor. And those are just the chords. I mean, I haven't even covered the lyrics of the songs. Evil's chord progression is a bit more stable, so it sort of gets its pathos from not only that the lyrics are about evil, but also the fact that they don't rhyme. Whereas Impossible Year, basically every line rhymes with year, as well as a few internal rhymes. Also there's the fact that Stevie Wonder is one of the best singers of his generation, and Brendan Urie is one of the best singers of his. So that's basically all I have to say. If you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, check out my Pray for the Wicked review. I'm going to be completely off the grid for the majority of the rest of the month after this video goes up, for reasons I explain in my Pray for the Wicked review, but I will try to post something as soon as I come back. So, until then, this is Neutron signing off. Go forth and be awesome.